This is CharaeBChicago, and I am your host, Charae. As a Chicago native, I am well aware of how this city can most certainly shape your views on life for the better or for the worse. People seem to think they know my city. However, there is so much more to this deep dish land than that meets the eye. There's a lot of love and culture here, and all I'm here to do is share that with you. Now, whether you're from a small town or another major city, there is something to take away from this cold land. Now, I love my hometown and all of its crazy ways, so I welcome you in seeing which way the wind blows us today. What's up, what's up, what's up, you guys? How are you guys doing today? It's your girl Charae from the Charae B Chicago podcast. I am here again with another wonderful guest. And this guest is she's different. She's innovative, she's creative, she's very spiritual, well-rounded being that I'm definitely going to mention on that because how we met is one of my favorite ways of meeting new women. I really do appreciate the way that we communicated and start building on a relationship. And I want to say this: poet, writer, business owner, consultant, fly chick. Okay, she's one of the most chillest women I know, and so smooth in the way that she handles herself. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I want you guys to go ahead and do me a huge favor. Give a round of applause to my girl, Miss B. Poetic.
Hey, I like that intro. I feel so special. Very special. Thank you.
You should feel special, lady, because you are special. I think that a lot of times people when they are going through their relationships or growing and building with people, they don't think about how dope or how fly someone is. We tend to take advantage of people.
Yeah.
And take advantage of who they are and think that they're always supposed to be there or always supposed to be that person just because we are reaping the benefits of their presence.
Right.
And we're not really acknowledging the reason God may have sent them in our lives in the first place, or just having basic humanity towards that person in the first place. Like, it's important to say, you're dope. It's important to acknowledge somebody, how dope they are.
Right. Give them their flowers.
Exactly.
I'm the same way. Like, every time I go around somebody, it's like, oh, I like that you're doing this, or I see that you're doing it, just to like give them not only that motivation to keep doing what they're doing, but to let them know that people are out here
paying
watching
attention.
you. We paying attention. We see you. So
yeah,
for sure.
I think one of the main reasons I really wanted you on this podcast is because, like I mentioned in the intro, how we met. And we met through a mutual friend.
Yep.
Yo man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy. I don't even know what to call him. He be changing his name, his rap name. Like, what are we doing today?
I want to say it's Crenshaw, but you know what? I think that's what's sticking.
You think that's what's sticking?
I think that.
I hope it is. Because when I met him, he was Shaw Jules.
Ain't no telling. Yeah. I think we sticking with Crenshaw.
Okay.
I
hope so. And it's, I don't know, but has he ever lived in California?
No, but so what's crazy is when I met him, I was like, where are you from? Because he gave New York vibes, but he dressed and sounded like California. Never lived in either one of those places.
Wow.
And so I was
he doesn't come off like the normal Chicago guy.
Exactly.
He doesn't.
So I was just like, why are you like this? And he was just like, I'm influenced by California and I'm influenced by New York music and style and stuff. So I was like, okay, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. But the reason why I like that we met through him is not only because you and I were able to start to build our own relationship without him, but it's also because as a woman who's in entertainment, I'm going to meet men
all the time.
All the time. Day in and day out. That's part of the job, especially in entertainment where it's a male-dominant spaces in certain areas. Like, I was running events. So if I'm running events and doing things like that, a lot of the event coordinators, like guys that really are behind the scenes, it's men. Now, women tend to be more the assistant area of doing events instead of being the head of the events. And as someone who was stepping into the area of being ahead of running events, I'm going to have to talk to more men because I got to put this stuff together.
That's true.
I can't do it without men. What I'm supposed to have just nothing but women just because I'm afraid of what their girlfriends or wives are going to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's putting stipulation on myself and on the men.
And it stifles the creativity because if it is a man that, this is an example, y'all, don't get mad at me. If it's a man and a woman, but the man's resume just looks better, I'm not going to go with this woman just because they're a woman. I'm going to go with whoever is the most qualified. So, yeah, that makes sense.
And Crenshaw is talented. He's a talented rapper. So I would want to hire him as a performer for a show, which I have done. You've been a part of as well.
Yep.
You know, because you're a great poet. And getting you to do a couple of shows has been great as well. But when I met you, the reason why I'm mentioning it is because I've been around dudes and their ladies sitting on the side, giving me the side eye.
For no reason. I hate that so
much. It'd be like, lady.
I don't want him.
Exactly. This is business.
Right.
But even with Crenshaw, it wasn't so much a business. Me and him met because of skating.
And I met you before that. You just don't remember.
I didn't remember it until you reminded me. It was so funny. Like, you brought it to my attention. You was like, yeah, and you were skating and you just seemed like you were in your own world. So I just kind of left you alone. And I was like, and I started thinking back and I was like, he did introduce me to a girl before.
But I had locks at the time.
You did. So I had no idea. I did not realize it was you. But I remember the encounter. And after the encounter came to my mind, I think I kind of wanted to show you some moves. He was kind of like, yeah, you show some moves. But it seemed like I was trying to show you, but it seemed like you didn't want to follow. So I was like, forget it.
Because I was terrified.
Yeah, okay.
He messed up my ankle like 2 months before that. And I had just came back. I was like, no, I'm scared.
Wow.
I can't do this.
Wow. Wow.
So,
okay, so that's why. But even then, I remember this is the memory. So that's your memory. My first memory of you is when he was performing for one of my events. So that's my first intro to you in my mind. And I gave him a hug. Like that's my boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I gave him a loving hug because he's a cool person. And when he said, yeah, that's my girl, and I'm sitting like, I didn't know. But and because of my experiences, I was a little like I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Because otherwise I would have probably gave him like one of those one-arm hugs. Right. And both intentions would have been the same. I just think sometimes being mindful of somebody having a girl over there, having a girl or their wife there, you just got to be mindful of it. You know what I'm saying? And
because you want to be respectful.
Right. You want to be respectful.
Right.
But your face, you was just like, kind of like, oh, okay, hey, Charae. You didn't really, because you're not really uppity like that. Well, that's not really how you are. Yeah. But your energy was that way. Your energy was like, I'm meeting another woman. I'm meeting one of my boyfriend's friends. Cool.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I'm very rarely intimidated by somebody communicating with my boyfriend. I don't care how good she looks or whatever.
I love it.
I could be looking like a troll when he meets this person or when I meet this person.
Yeah. And
she greets him first because I feel like if he want to go, then he can go. If you want to leave, then you're going to leave. So it's just like, I don't think that trying to, what am I trying to say? I don't think that trying to be intimidating to the next woman that just said hi to my boyfriend is necessary.
Yeah.
It's a waste of my time and a waste of my energy. Why I'm gonna stress myself out when
Right.
this woman could be really cool.
Right.
And in case in point, us.
Exactly.
Like this could be a cool woman. Maybe she do have an attitude problem and probably want him, but when she meet me, she gonna see like, baby, this ain't one what you want, and two, you might actually like me. So
this is true.
I mean,
and I end up actually liking you, and I don't even talk to him that much no more. Like Crenshaw, I don't even think about him no more.
I see you more than you see him.
That's
do. That's the funny part.
That's true. And the thing is, I like that. If I meet female friends through my male friends, because I'm gonna be honest, I think even if he didn't have, if I didn't meet you, I do think that men and women, if they're having a platonic relationship, they should have respectable boundaries amongst each other, just for this simple fact that in case they hit somebody, because I don't want to have to change too much of the relationship I have with you just because I got a boyfriend now or a husband, and vice versa for you. So if I never hit you up past 10, I'm never going to hit you up past 10.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that.
Unless we meeting up somewhere and we about to go kick it or something like that at some club. Like, I don't do that no more. I do lounges now. Yeah. But you know what I mean.
But like if we going out or if it's an emergency.
Exactly, because he
need to talk. Hey.
Because remember that time he hit me up with emergency.
Yeah.
It was after 10.
And I'm just like, I'm fine.
Exactly.
I'm fine. I'm alive. I'm definitely alive. Exactly. But that was because he was looking for me.
Exactly.
Through you. It wasn't like, hey, Charae, what's going on?
Exactly.
Let's sit on the phone like we in high school and kick our feet up and swing our legs.
It was literally, hey, Charae, happy birthday. How was your birthday? Where's baby on it? I'm like, yo, you know, so yeah. So I just really wanted to express that, because for any woman who's listening and paying attention, you know, you never know what you get out of meeting the women who are in your man's life. Now, I do understand that some women can acknowledge, you know, because some men, I think they be oblivious sometimes when a woman is attracted to him.
Some of them are, yeah, for sure.
They be oblivious.
But like with him, I pull him to the side. I'm like, you know, she wants you,
right? Right.
He be like, what? And I'm like, come on now.
You got it.
Then I got to point it out a little bit. He be like, oh. Okay. But he got to do the same thing with me, because you know, like, I'm cool with everybody unless you give me a reason to either not be or to look at you a little funny.
Yeah, that's true.
So with me and him, we're both the same in that respect. And I can also see a little more into people. Like, I'm an empath. I can see when something is either right or wrong with the person. I can read their energy. It's just like I get cues from people, whether or not they're a good person, whether or not they have cruel intentions, whether or not they're trying to get one or both of us.
The world we live in.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. So my question for you then, because like I said, I have experience of it being the opposite. When did it become a situation where it's like that? Because I don't know where that comes from in you to not be intimidated by other women, or to, you know, be comfortable with your man having female friends, you know? So where does that come from? Because I don't meet it every day.
It came from a previous relationship, because at the time, I'm one of those people, I'll fall quick and fast, but I won't show you that I'm falling, because that's kind of scary, you know?
Okay.
So, well, I used to be like that. I'm not like that now. But with this person, I was just like, who is this? And who is this? And who is this? And why they talking to you? And you cute, so why they talking to you? Like, if I think you cute and she think you cute, and even though she didn't say that she thought she was, like, I would overanalyze everything, and I thought everybody wanted this person. Yeah. And I didn't say all of it to him. Like, with each woman, I wasn't like, well, why she doing this? It was just in my head, and my, like, wires was turning. Yeah. My wheels was turning. I'm just like, yo, you stressing yourself out, sis. Like, half of these girls is, like, legit friends that he probably only see once. Two of them I may be close, and they might as well be cousins. Like, and it's probably a few sprinkled in there that really do want him. So I had to really start deciphering who these types of people were. Yeah. Instead of stressing myself out, because that caused you more stress than it caused both the women and him. Like, you gonna be the one stressed at the end of the day, not them.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. I think that some women, if some women were more secure within themselves and thinking that way, you will be able to be more observant of the difference.
But you did say secure too. A lot of women aren't secure with themselves, period.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was also not secure. I don't know why, because I'm cute.
You're funny.
And I'm that. I am the table. No, okay, back to the subject. Security is very important. Like, if you're not secure or happy with yourself or happy with whatever you got going on, then you not going to be good in a relationship. You're going to be intimidated by everybody you see. Your communication is probably going to be trash because you're not going to be listening. You're going to be listening to talk rather than to actually listen. So security is definitely important in order for you to even get to that state of being able to think that way.
Yeah, I think we talk about that as women. I don't think we embody it enough.
Yeah.
But I think also because if we think about the history of women in relationships in general, I don't think we necessarily had the opportunity to really explore that.
That's true.
I think because when there was a time when marriage was at a higher rate, a lot of marriages lasted because women had no choice but to stay in the marriages.
Exactly.
So nowadays, when women have more options, they're choosing not to stay unless they really see some benefits or it really makes sense. There's a plus side and a negative side to that. It does make us have more discernment. At the same time, we stop seeing the value in having a man.
That's true.
I think it's a lot of things have its plus and negatives, and you have to have a balance. You have to understand God made man and woman for a reason. So that's good. No women are not supposed to be walked all over.
Right.
And no men are not supposed to be manipulated. So
and vice versa for both of them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so we need to be able to coexist with each other and really make it work. And because women don't necessarily financially need men, and it's just financial, financially need men, we tend to just lean on that and not realize the other attributes that men have.
Right.
So what I really like is that you express that so eloquently, because this lady, as the true poet as she is, wrote a book called Vintage Journey Within. Yes. And you really express your experience from getting out of that insecure space and growing into that more secure space where you can have better relationships. Right.
This book definitely shows that, because I was a hot mess at the beginning. And towards the end, it was like, okay, sis, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you think that some of that insecurity came from? You know, because a lot of us have our different insecurities. I don't think there's anybody that's going to grow up and not have any insecurities, right? And the challenge throughout life is to continue to evolve, acknowledge them, and learn how to own your insecurities instead of having your insecurities own you.
Right.
Where do you think some of those insecurities came from? Because I know when I started noticing when some of my insecurities came from, I was like, girl, you got to work on this.
I noticed mine actually right after high school, because elementary school and high school, we wore uniforms. Everybody dressed the same. Everybody's hair was pretty much the same. We either had a bob or a ponytail, right, a little bang. Like, we all looked alike. But it wasn't until I got to college I started really paying attention to other people, and then I had to look back on my experiences. I've always been a tomboy. I've always been the one in sports. I was a Jessie White tumbler. I was a U.S.
I forgot you told me that.
Like, I did all of the things that boys did. So I was always with boys. In turn, I was wearing Jordans and jeans and T-shirts everywhere. Look cute doing it. My little rap was cute. I had to actually quit basketball because my rap was sweating out. But that ain't the point. The point is, I didn't notice until I was in college, because other girls had on like skirts and like cute makeup, and their hair was in these like fantastic styles.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, I'm not that. And I tried, and I was like, I don't like it either. And then the older I got, I started to realize I'm not like these people, but guys like these types of people. And then I had to turn it back on myself and be like, it's really not about them, because if I'm not happy being what they like, then what is the point of me doing this?
Yes.
Like, I don't,
Yes.
I had to get to a point where I know that men like this, but baby, if I want to hop on a motorcycle and throw on some jeans, a helmet, and go somewhere, throw my jacket off and have a tank top on and my hair be in a ponytail, I'm going to do that.
And you are. For anybody who does not know, this is definitely a true bike rider right here. I just saw your man posted where you just got you a new bike.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That nice, wonderful red looking thing.
Beautiful.
Oh, she looks fly.
Look, my thing, I know a lot of women want roses and chocolates, baby. I want motorcycle parts. That's all I want. And a Ramzilla gift card.
Like, here's the thing, though. You found a guy who was interested in bikes just like you.
Yes.
And you guys ride together. Yeah. And you have your motorcycle friends. And you guys ride together.
Yep.
I know the only thing that you worried about is getting more women bikers. I told you I got you.
Yes. I need more women bikers because what I want to do, guys have like bikini washes where they have girls in bikinis wash their bikes. I want to have a
Biker Boys
trunks wash where the guys wash the girls' bikes.
You ever seen the movie called Biker Boys?
Yeah, girl.
I know, right?
I already got a few of my guy friends like, hey, yo, we need jackets. I'm like, come on, bro.
In the summertime.
We need leather jackets in the summertime. I can't do it.
Exactly. You can pass out.
But yeah, like I had to be secure in not being like everybody else. I don't like makeup because one, I don't know how to do it, and two, it itches sometimes.
It does.
So like if I do wear it, I will wear it maybe 4 hours tops. I don't like lashes. I don't like weaves, and all of this stuff is like a personal preference. I don't like to be hot. I don't like to be itchy, and I don't like to be uncomfortable. And those things just give me all of that. Other women look fire in it. I don't know how they do it. I know beauty is pain, and I'm not trying to feel it. So
well, here's the thing, though. I gotta still tell you, though, even though I see the tomboy. I get what you're saying. You're still very feminine.
Thank you.
You are.
Sometimes I see it. Sometimes I don't.
That's sometimes we don't see ourselves.
That's very true.
So you don't see how you, because I don't, of course I don't know you during that college time, but I can imagine that you probably already had it and it just had to grow.
Yeah,
because sure. I think that's one of the things that having your insecurities own you does. It hides who you are.
Yep.
You get what I mean? And when you start to shed some of those insecurities off, more of who you are shows and blossoms. So I know for myself, that's the same thing. That's I tend to interact with more women who are tomboys, yet they're able to show their femininity more than me or better than me. I would say I would say they're more consistent with it than I am. I think for myself it's because it's certain levels of insecurities that I'm still working on, and I haven't necessarily learned how to make it just own it in a way that I really need to when it comes to some of my insecurities. And I could be honest about that because I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days, but I really do meet women who are like me, that are similar to me, that are girly tomboys. And that's who I am. I am a girly tomboy.
That's me. I wear a skirt. Best believe it's biker shorts under here just in case.
Listen, okay? And then the kind of girls that we are is what they call the roundaway girls.
Yeah,
we are the roundaway girls. The girls that are cute enough to where the guys can show off and be like, look at my chick, but still down enough where he want to play video games with us.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Yep. And in your case, it's ride the bikes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me, it was the video games. So, you know.
Yeah, I used to be a gamer. I had to stop. So he likes to play games. And he was just like, come on, let's play the game. I was like, you don't want me to play the game. He was like, come on, play the game. So I played the game. 5 hours later, he wasn't playing with me no more. I'm still playing. He like, you want to go? No, I don't want to go. See, the reason I don't play games is because I'm going to play until the game is over. And that's my problem. That's why I stopped. Like, I will play the entire... what's it called? The whole storyline, just so I know like entirely what's going on. So yeah, I get that.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I'm not even gonna lie. My cousin is I think he's still borderline mad at me. You ever heard of the game Bully?
No.
So it's similar to Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row, and stuff like that. It's similar to that. And one day, I thought I was on a totally different account. I was on his account, and I finished the game.
Oh, I know he was mad.
Oh, he was mad.
Wow.
I finished the
The
whole
disrespect.
game. The whole storyline was finished by the time he came back in the house from playing outside with the rest of our family and friends.
Yikes. You should let him play on your account then. I mean, it ain't the same.
It's not, and I will also say this: I don't play games anymore.
Yeah.
So it's different.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I owned the PlayStation that I did own for so long is because I still had DVDs.
True. You needed something to play them on.
I need something to play them on.
Yeah.
It was that simple.
But as far as the insecurities thing, I got through mine by playing on my insecurities. I was very insecure about my hair because I didn't know how to do hair.
Okay.
So I started leaving my hair as natural as possible. I naturally just have curly hair, so I would put twist in it and put twist in it and then wear a twist out, so my hair was just big. I thought it looked crazy, but other people was like, yo, that's cute. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit in this insecurity and own it and make it feel like me because it is me. And then like I was always well, I don't know about now, but I was super skinny.
Okay.
I was tiny. And I had to realize, yo, you can wear certain things that other people probably can't wear. So play on that. Make it look as cute as possible for you, where to the point that you comfortable. So I started doing that. And then, like you said, you can see those feminine things, but at the time, I still couldn't.
Okay.
Even now, I still can't, but it looks like it's more feminine than I possibly feel.
Okay.
And the only way I can describe it is I would go to the club and I wanted to be comfortable, but I wanted to be cute. But I also wanted the look to be fire.
Yeah.
So I would wear probably pants and a blazer and probably like a tank top underneath.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a tomboy because I had a tank top on, but it was still cute.
Yes.
So just like play up your insecurities, but also throw in things that you like.
I'm definitely going to take that because we've had this conversation where I've learned what my style is, and I'm still learning what my style is. And I think that I'm trying to figure. Whoa. Wait a minute.
Pause.
Right. Rewind. No. So I'm still trying to figure out how to continue to get the things that is going to allow me to step out of that comfort zone. And sometimes I find things to wear to still be comfortable. And sometimes I buy it just because I want to wear something to go to the store. But I think exactly. I think that's I think I use that as a crutch.
Yeah.
Now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm using it as a crutch.
I stopped buying loungewear on purpose because I looked at my closet one day. I was like, why do I have so many sweats and leggings? And
that's my closet right now.
I was just like, no, this is not
good.
I can't wear this stuff.
No more.
So I started giving like stuff away to charity. And anytime I went shopping, I refused to buy any sweats or leggings. I recently bought like 2 sweatsuits and I was so proud of myself because I haven't bought a sweatsuit in like 9 years.
Okay.
But yeah, don't buy the things that you wouldn't wear to brunch. And I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all don't want to hear that, don't. I know you don't want to be dressed up everywhere you go, but it will make you feel so much better if you can just grab anything out your closet and you still look like you that.
Yes, and that's exactly what I'm looking for, and I don't necessarily have that. So I have enough of the comfort, and I only got a sprinkle of the dang, look at her looks. You know what I mean?
You can make your comfort look like something, though.
You can.
Like you could throw on some sweatpants, heels, and a cute little bodysuit.
I'm not that skilled yet. You know that.
But that's why I'm telling you now.
Okay.
You can't. You got some sweatpants.
I do.
Get you some cute heels.
I got some.
And a cute bodysuit.
Okay.
Make your hair like cute, curly, shiny, whatever. You can throw on some lip gloss. You don't need to wear makeup. That's too much.
Right.
And grab a purse. I guarantee you, like, if you put the right colors together, you'll like it.
You're right. That's
a good way to start.
You're right. Because I've seen it. I've seen it where a few women have put on some sweat clothes and heels. And I'm like, how did they make that look?
Go on Pinterest.
Comfortable and feminine at the same time.
Yep.
All these Sierras are running around the world, and I know I'm a Sierra. I know I am.
So what I did was I started following like fashion accounts, and I took screenshots of the looks that I like.
Okay.
And if I like the look, I would like put that look together, but with like different colors or something.
Yeah, something more you.
Right. And it just works like that. And that's how I was able to find a style that I like.
Okay.
I like jeans, but I like high-waisted jeans. I don't like low-rise jeans because I got a little pudge. So, right? Like, I'm playing on my insecurities.
Yeah.
So.
But you're making it work.
Yep.
I see it. I see it. It makes a lot of sense because you tend to think that you. I've told you before. I think I really like your style. The way you dress, you always looking fly. You always looking good. And I see the tomboy, but I see the female. I see me. You get what I'm saying? So I understand it, and you really do tend to attract who you are. And I'm learning that the more women I'm running into are the women who are able to play on that insecurity better than me. So I'm gonna learn from y'all. All right, so I'm about to ask you these questions. But you got to choose which one you want.
Okay.
We're going to do Fave 5, which is 5 questions of your favorite things.
Okay.
Or this or that.
This or that. I like that.
Okay. You immediately went to the this or that.
The one or the other.
Well, we're going to go ahead and play this or that Chicago style.
Okay.
So they're based off of Chicago stuff. If it was Fave 5, it was Fave 5 things of Chicago. So this is this or that Chicago.
Okay.
First question. White Sox or Cubs?
I'm from out south, over Eastish, so I gotta go with the Sox.
I know that's right, girl.
Got to.
Okay. JJ Fish or Sharks?
I grew up on J&J. I'm gonna stick with J&J.
You gonna stick with J&J?
I got to. I grew up like, I remember going when it was on like Stony, or if it was the one in Indiana. I don't know, but that's where my family mainly went.
Okay.
But I also grew up over East. I didn't grow up on Sharks.
Yeah, it's
Sharks is like a South thing.
It is. J&J, they're moving more now.
They are, for sure.
You know, but you're right. J&J is definitely like a Southeast thing, and Sharks is a South thing. You're right. I hope you know what I'm talking about, because my last guest didn't. Willis Tower or Sears Tower?
Girl, that's the Sears Tower. Don't cuss at me talking about some Willis. What is that? Who is Will? No, I'm just playing. Definitely Sears Tower.
I know it. I was trying to explain it to him. I was just like, dude.
Hold on, how old was he?
He was older than me and you.
So he didn't know who Willis was, right?
No.
He didn't know what the Sears Tower was?
No, he didn't know Willis was.
Okay, that's
and
fine.
I think I probably pronounced Sears Tower, because when we started talking, he understood what I was talking about. He was like, "Oh, my life, I just knew the Sears Tower." So
yeah, I'm glad that's all he knows. Yeah, he don't need the other one anyway.
Exactly. I had to explain it to him. I was like, Willis bought the Sears Tower, sir.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you got me. Ketchup or no ketchup on your hot dog?
Ketchup. Look, I don't like the Chicago style hot dog.
You don't?
I do not. I'm a saucy person. I like sauce. Sauce of any kind. I just need sauce on my hot dog.
Yeah, the mustard is sauce.
Ugh. So I don't like mustard and like pickle relish together with nothing to balance it out. I'm a sweet and sour
What
kind
about
of person. That's too much sour.
So this is okay for anybody who's listening who don't know the Chicago style hot dog. The Chicago style hot dog is typically the Polish too, but grilled onions, mustard, and relish.
Yep.
That is a Chicago style, and sometimes you could put your peppers on there.
All sour, bitter things. I need a sweet.
The grilled onions is the sweet.
No, I need a saucy.
Do you know how sweet a grilled onion is?
So you got sweet grilled onions, and then you have like salty,
mustard,
sour, pickle, relish. Those two balance each other out.
Have
but wait
sweet
a minute.
relish.
You have one sour sauce and no sweet sauce. I need a sweet sauce.
And that ketchup is that sweet sauce.
Yes.
You know what?
I'm sticking to it. Sorry, y'all.
Oh my goodness. She just ruined the hot dog. Okay. One of my favorite questions, your favorite pizza, deep dish, thick crust, or thin crust?
I like thin crust.
You like thin crust?
Yeah, I like to fold my pieces in half. I don't know why.
You half New York. That's how New York does it.
Yo, when I went to New York last year, they might have it. I'm just saying. But it's probably just the place that I got pizza from.
Really?
Because it was fresh. Like, you can tell that they made everything in-house.
From scratch?
From scratch. So, I think...
And we got some of them places here in Chicago.
For sure. But yeah, I like thin crust.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, okay. That was, I think that was all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but I kind of want to ask you this last question.
Mhm.
So I'm going to ask this last one. Harold's or Uncle Remus?
Harold's.
Okay, I know.
Come on.
We gotta be respectful.
Uncle Remus sauce is fire. The Harold's chicken, everything else can have. They got it.
No. Harold's sauce is better.
I like the sauce. Don't get me wrong. Uncle Remus has some good sauce.
I think Remus chicken is better. But I think Harold's sauce is better. So if they was to decide to get together and marry, we gonna have some bomb chicken here.
Y'all need to have a collab.
But you know what? that collab, I'm gonna say this, it may just be chicken coop.
It might be.
Because they got both.
That is very true.
They have good chicken and they have good sauce.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to put them in the list because they're not as legendary. They just putting their feet down.
Mm-hmm.
In Chicago's chicken coop. So yeah.
But then again, I'ma still go Harold's because Uncle Remus been getting shut down because they unsanitary.
Oh, but some Harold's have too. We gotta be real. The one on 63rd and Ashland, that was one of the best ones.
Who ate there anyway?
Me?
I didn't eat there.
That was good.
That's the one on Stony.
That's overrated to me. On 87th Stony?
I mean, not 87. It's like 70. Is it? It's in the 70s.
Okay, so that's a different one than the one I'm thinking of. Because people always reference the one on 87th and Stony.
It's the one next to the Chinese food place. It's a Chinese food place, a laundromat, corner store.
That sounds like 87.
That's not 87.
Okay. It may not be.
It's next to 76.
Because some of the places you just mentioned, I think they used to have them over there. Go ahead. What you saying?
I want to say it's 73rd. I can't remember, though, for sure.
Okay.
But the one on 87th and the Darren Ryan, it used to be good. I don't know what happened.
It's not. And everybody kept talking about it, and that's why I went. Because I had my favorite Harold's. I had my favorite Harold areas. One of mine was the 63rd on Ashland. And then there was another one. Sometimes when I went to Columbia College Chicago, the one on by Michigan.
Downtown, yeah.
Girl.
That one is good.
That
it's like they
good.
make they Harold's with care.
Exactly. But
it was also another good one on 119th. I don't know if it's still there. I went there twice, but they made theirs like everything tastes fresh.
Yeah.
It was a nice vibe when you went inside.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if it's still there though.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I just know I'll look for more Harold areas because I try not to go to the same ones over and over again. So if there's one over in this area, 70 area, I'm going to go check it out. Okay. So about this book.
Yes.
What I really enjoyed about this book, outside of you really venting, as you say, but the way that you even was creative with the title was really cool. Is vintage spelled VENTAGE. Vintage, you know, and I like that because this is you venting. So this is the reason why you chose to use that creative spelling, which is one of the coolest things about content creating and the arts in general is being able to manipulate what we have and create something dope. So this book full of wonderful poetry.
Thank you.
By this amazing writer, entrepreneur, consultant. You got clothing, girl. You know,
multiple streams of income. That's my.
I'm trying to tell you, your YouTube channel. You got all of that, and you're gonna be able to let everybody know, you know, how to contact you too. But I want them to really know how dope you are creatively, outside of just how dope you are as a person. So, if you don't mind reciting one of your poems out of your book titled Vintage Journey Within, I'm going to give you the floor, Miss Lady.
For sure.
And do your thing.
So this first, well, not first, I'm saying it like I'm doing 12 of them. This poem that I wrote was basically about living life because a lot of people just go through life not really accomplishing the things that they want to accomplish, kind of like a bucket list, either out of fear or just because they stop themselves. So This poem is called Long Live. Scattered ashes across the seven seas, like memories undeveloped in a Polaroid camera, appearing upon settlement. Lasting memories created through one act undone on an unfinished list. Live these moments for the lost. Live these moments that they can no longer. Live these moments because someone divine started a legacy of learning the world, so finish. If I could have one request, just live each moment for me during a time when I can no longer. So I wrote that piece because
Nice.
if when that time comes that I'm no longer on this earth, I do want someone to finish the things that I started and either improve on them or make it their own. So if someone was motivated by the journey that I took, I would like for them to take that journey, make it their own, and continue to progress for the next person to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's important to me to live life without regrets. I don't like to say, oh, I wish I could have did this or anything like that, because I have watched documentaries about people that were like on their deathbeds, and most of the times they said that their biggest regret was not doing that one thing. So I try to do all of the things that I want to do, that I have a desire to do, because I don't want to live with regrets, and that's where that piece came from.
Okay, I like that. So it made me think of a couple of questions. One, do you want to have any children?
I It's not like I'm like, oh my God, I want to have a baby now.
Yeah.
If I have a child, then absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not something that has to happen if it doesn't. Like,
God's will.
Right. I also
Yeah.
don't want to set myself up to be disappointed. But if it does happen, then it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't.
So you said you don't want to set yourself up for disappointment. Do you think that's a little bit of fear?
It's definitely fear.
Okay.
Because in this world, I don't know if I want to bring a baby into it.
Girl, I'm right there with you.
Especially
I'm
a
right there
black
with you.
child.
Man. Things are progressing for us.
They're progressing, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not ready to have to explain why you have to drive a certain way, why you have to look a certain way.
The explanations.
Why you can't be in certain places, what to do if you get pulled over.
Yeah.
What to do if you get pulled out the car even though you didn't do anything. What to do if you just happen to be standing somewhere. Like, I don't want to have to explain that, because it's just like, when I was getting that conversation, it made me hyper vigilant but also paranoid.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to put somebody through that. But I feel like if I was able to do it, then they should be able to, but I don't want to have to put that on them. So it's like a teeter-totter.
Yeah, I understand. I really do understand, because I think about that. But right now, I just thought about the kind of conversations that our great-grandparents had to have. And that's a different conversation, because they're coming from the world of sharecroppers.
Right.
That's
Lynching.
That's a different world.
Completely different.
And we don't have to live that world. You know what I mean? Because of their sacrifices and the work that they put in to make sure that they try to make it better for us. And we were talking about earlier how, my grandfather was from Mississippi. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, his father was a sharecropper at one time. And don't quote me on that, but I just, for some reason, I don't know. But I know people growing up from the Mississippi area, that was a very segregated. They were one of the last states to get hip to all the laws of people integrating. And that's why a lot of us from Chicago who are black have family members who are from Mississippi, like yourself. You said Tennessee, Alabama. Okay, Alabama. Them southern people had to come up here, and though the North is better, it still has its own issues.
It definitely does. Down south is more in your face discrimination and racism. Here, people hide behind it.
Yeah.
It's like they throw a rock.
I'm not a racist.
It's like, come on, Susie. Don't play with me. Tell me how you feel so we can actually have a conversation about it. I'm the kind of person, I might cuss you out after you bring your racism to me.
Yeah.
But we can also talk about it later, because there's obviously some ignorance there that needs to be tapped into so that you can learn to do better.
Yes. And I think I'm going to be real. on some flip side of it, and this is to play devil's advocate because I gotta show both sides of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Just as much as we were affected by slavery,
Mm-hmm.
they were too.
They were because they thought it was right.
They thought it was right, and we thought we deserved to be where we were.
But on some level, I feel like they knew it was wrong because the fact,
Did they really though?
because if you feel like you have to hide something, you gotta know it's wrong. Like if somebody was to cheat on somebody, they know, oh, I shouldn't let my girls see these text messages.
I think it's
or
more
these
so.
calls.
I think it's more so of the backlash.
But
so
if you feel like you're gonna get backlash, isn't that because you know it's wrong?
or you know that they think is wrong, and you don't feel comfortable to be yourself because now the laws have told you that it's wrong. It's not the same.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? If I tell you that you can no longer, that you now have to go to school with these group of people that you hate,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
But why do you hate these people? That's
Because they're taught to think that it was
right.
okay.
But the fact that the conversation ended there, you shouldn't have to go to school with these people that you hate instead of why do you hate these people?
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like they say, it's our fault for being ignorant because some of them do think that we just are ignorant and don't know what we're talking about. It's also
Right.
their fault not to be ignorant.
That's
It's
true.
their fault that they did not learn the proper things to keep them from being
Or at
ignorant.
least seek the knowledge.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
If you don't seek it, then you really not going to get nowhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And then there's also
it's-
the thought of people just wanting to be stuck in their ways.
right.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss. People like to live in that because they feel that they're right.
Yeah.
And they like to feel that they're right because they don't want to feel that backlash of being wrong. They don't want to be like, oh, I've been wrong all these years.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I feel bad. People don't like to feel bad. So
That's
they
true.
just live in the ignorance for as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So within your book as well, I know it's something else I just thought about it right before you just said somebody. That was a nice gem. It was a really nice gem. People being comfortable in their ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
What was that question? Oh, I wanted to acknowledge the fact that you said how you wanted people to be able to take what you've given
Mm-hmm.
and make it better.
Right.
One of the things that happened for me, and you said it's happened to other people that
Mhm.
you had conversed or had a conversation with about your book, is it inspired other people to write.
Yep.
So I really think that it's dope that you created something that, of course, you want people to read.
Mm-hmm.
However, you still want to inspire as well.
Yeah. I want to help inspire. I want people to heal from reading the book.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that I put in the book are either very vulnerable experiences that I went to or experiences that I had with other people.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the things that I talked about, people just don't talk about either out of embarrassment
Mm-hmm.
or because they can't understand those feelings. So I
Right.
put it in the book so that other people can read it and be like, oh, I can relate to this. Or they can be like, oh my God, maybe I should put my feelings out there. Or
Mm-hmm.
I'm inspired to write because if she did it, then I can do it too. So I feel like everybody, you can learn something from everybody, regardless
Yes.
of where you meet them, how you find them, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really want for people. I want this book to give them something. I don't know
Mhm.
what, take whatever you can take from it,
Right.
but just feel something or get something from it.
Get something out of it. I
Mhm.
really think that people will. I took a lot from even the experience of your your book opening, because we talked about this,
Mhm.
and when I was there, I noticed almost all of your friends were in relationships.
Yeah.
And you were
Yes.
sitting there
It
looking
wasn't
like,
always that way though, and I didn't even realize it until you said something. I was like, "Oh my God!"
you're gonna always notice when you're the single girl in the room, okay? This is what you're gonna notice. Because it'd be different if I wasn't single and my boo just wasn't there. Then it's
Right.
different. Then I'll probably be like, dang, I wish my man was here.
Right.
But it wasn't that. It was like, I'm the single chick.
Yeah, the book launch was, I honestly did not notice until you said that, and I was like, "Oh my Jesus!" I relationship? Probably. See, but I think all of my friends now are in relationships, and that's probably because we're older now.
Yeah.
We not hot girls and hot boys in the sense that we in these streets.
Yeah, facts.
So
facts.
Yeah, I think that's.
But that don't mean every single person is. You know, I know that wasn't your intent.
No, I'm talking about my group. No, they were hot girls and hot boys. That's why I said what I said. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about my group.
Gotcha.
Was outside, okay? But yeah, like in the respect that not all single people are outside, for sure. It's a lot of homebodies out there. It's a lot of people that just enjoy being by themselves. And I got a piece about that in the book too. Like, why do you expect me to be in a relationship that's solo? Check it out. But I feel like the whole relationship thing was definitely because my friend group was just like, everybody was like, we need love.
Yeah.
And healthy relationships.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from.
And I think that's the most important part about it. Is the healthy relationships part about it. Because there's so many of us who really don't even know what that is. You know, we just don't know. And the fact that a lot of us are trying to rebuild or rewrite some of those traumas, those childhood traumas or generational traumas, because sometimes it's not even it's just not yours. It's what was given to you from your parents and their parents from their parents and so forth and so on. So I think that this generation are getting a lot of things right and we're getting a lot of things wrong. And I think every generation is necessarily going to do that in its own way, you know. And I think right now we're in the midst of rewriting relationships in this country, particularly in the way that America has built relationships, how the feminist movement had its place, but now it's a different place now. And how now there's a different movement for men because they felt that their voice is no longer was, you know, being oppressed and things of that sort. And now we're really just trying to learn to do this thing together. So I'm glad that I was able to even see that as a friend, to acknowledge, like, I mean, I guess it's only fitting because I met you in a relationship. Through your relationship.
But those, honestly, because my group we often touch on the topics that you just discussed, like men having a voice, women having a voice. I think us being outside, and I don't mean outside being thoughts, y'all. I'm saying outside like we were mixing and mingling and meeting new people and not just being outside.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Actually having conversations.
Right. But because we had those vast experiences, we brought those conversations back. Like, why do men do this? Why women do this? Like, why are certain relationships like this? We have debates all the time. And we hold each other accountable 100% of the time, regardless if somebody getting mad or not. But we tell each other the faults that we see or the good things that we see. And we learn from those things. And I think because we do that so often, we were also able to figure out what our strengths and weaknesses are, what we bring to the table, what we don't bring to the table. Like this past weekend, we had a conversation about gender roles and relationships.
That's always a touchy topic.
And relationship roles. I'm not a gender roles person.
Okay.
If you in a house and you see something dirty, clean it. I don't, man, woman, I don't care.
It just, because it just don't make sense to be walking over something that's dirty.
Exactly. It's just like,
I mean, come on, you don't want a clean house too?
Right.
Come on
or
now.
if y'all have y'all specific things that y'all do, just do them. So, I think that's why most of us are in relationships, because a lot of us were single for a long time because we wasn't gonna just settle for anything. And we wasn't gonna just let any old body around us.
You wanted to make sure that it was healthy.
Right.
Period.
And they knew if you brought somebody around that we looked at like, yo,
who is this?
What is this?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
So I think because of those relationships, people were actually able to find happy relationships.
Okay.
Or like try to build happy relationships.
Okay. I like that. You got me thinking about the friendship that I built, the group of friends that I brought together, male and women. Same thing, but I think you know what I meant. Male and female, but men and women. Okay. All right. Anyway, we were doing and having those same kind of conversations. Now we kind of dispersed, but I think we kind of dispersed not in the sense of where we disperse in a way that I notice all of us are in our own little corners working on ourselves right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are.
And that's important.
And that's extremely
Just
important.
Don't get lost.
Yes.
Like, always feel like y'all can come back home to that friend group to talk to somebody.
Yes. And I still talk to everybody.
Right.
And I think, I can't speak for everybody, but I do know that my cousin did say he was with somebody within the group, yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. It's a good
is.
thing that we are, and one of my friends was like, I'm loving that everybody is involving right now. She's like noticing like all of us are in our corners growing. And I really believe that by time maybe this summer or next year, we're going to come back together different and better and more involved.
That's me every winter.
Man.
I hate being outside. I don't like being around.
That's that hibernation.
No, for real. Like, I don't like being around people. I can't exactly get creative if I'm around people in the wintertime. I don't know what that is. It could be seasonal depression. I'm not sure. It might be.
Wow.
But I don't know. But I'm creative in the wintertime because I have to sit with myself.
Yeah.
And because I write, that's when
that makes sense.
Try to evolve. But yeah, as long as y'all know that y'all can come back home to that group, then that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Well, Miss Lady, it's been wonderful. It's been grateful. I'm happy that you came. I'm happy to have you here. Definitely coming back.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But you're going to go ahead and have to let people know where they can find Vintage Journey Within. Give all your tags where they can find you, all your, the YouTube channel, everything. Go ahead. Drop it, baby.
You all can purchase Vintage Journey Within at Vintage, VENTAGE series, SERIES.com. And on that website, you can either purchase it from my Etsy store or on Amazon and other stores such as Google Books and a few others. You can also follow me on Instagram at B_POETIQUE. You can find me on YouTube at B.Poetic_Vlogs. And you can find me on Facebook at B.Poetic. Okay.
All right, you guys. Y'all heard that. Now, y'all go ahead and follow my girl. Make sure y'all tune in with Miss Lady, okay? Because it's as you guys can hear, she's a dope woman. I love that she had this book to really express her coming from a place and expressing that and showing the growth as well as explaining the growth. I think you explained the growth very eloquently.
Thank you.
I like that, So definitely can't wait to have you on again. And I'm out. Peace. Now that's the end of our show. Thank you for listening.